So you can work pull-ups by not doing pull-ups. We've already talked about it a bit. You have other exercises that will help any upper body pull, dumbbell rows, barbell rows, ring rows. That's all going to help. If you get the machines, you can do like pull downs, that kind of stuff. Um, you saw it with you, Dama, and probably TR a bit too, where some curls might get you that last little bit that you need to get the pull up. So just like bicep curls, working on elbow flexion strength, which is mainly bicep curls, right? Building stronger biceps. A lot of the stuff you might see, I guess biceps we don't work too much, but similar to how we do the fitness stuff. Like you might do a superset of 3 sets. You're going to do like 10 to 12 bicep curls each arm. You're going to do some like standing tricep extensions and I don't know, maybe some planks or just those two, something like that. To start to build that, you can add that in a couple days a week, 2-3 days a week. Any of this pull-up stuff, whatever you're doing, have a rest day, right? So what your week might look like with this, maybe on Monday, you're going to do some assisted pull-ups, some sort of assisted, like toe assist, partner assisted, something like that. Maybe you're going to do like 3 sets of 5. And then after that, maybe you're going to do like 3 sets of bicep curls, tricep extensions. Cool. That's your day. Treat it like accessory work. You should be able to finish 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or less. If you're just doing the pull-ups, you're done in 10 minutes. Yep. Maybe day 2, you're looking at working on eccentrics or holds. So you're looking at controlled negatives. You're looking at just holds at the top, that kind of thing. And you can kind of just alternate those 2 solid days. And then with the holds, you can work on other accessory stuff too. So like maybe you'll work on ring rows, dumbbell rows, something like that. That would be a great like A-B pairing. You might do it anywhere between 2 to 4 days a week, right? And then you can start to add up and add up. Every day you're coming back to, like if you're coming back to the same exercise, try to make it a little bit harder the next time. And try to do a little bit more. So a little bit less assisted pull-ups, a little bit longer eccentrics, or more sets. Right? Any questions on that stuff? Great question. So banded pull-ups. Banded pull-ups are essentially the same thing as the negative, where you control, collapse. Right? So as that band gets longer and longer, it's giving more and more assistance. So when you're at the bottom of the banded pull-up, you're getting the most help. Right? And then as you get to the top, it gets harder and harder. So you're working a lot more on the top half than the bottom half. Can they be helpful? Yes. Someone like Tiara, right? That like she's having troubles finishing it. You can start it, but you can't quite finish it. Yeah, that might be a great option because you're highlighting, you're spending more time working on your weakness, right? But just to blindly do banded pull-ups, I wouldn't do that too much, right? Banded pull-ups, that's why we don't really use them. Second reason is people tend to kip with them, which we don't really want, right? Yeah, the bounce out of the bottom. Another great question, what about kipping pull-ups, right? Any of this gymnastics stuff, strict before kip, right? Strict is going to ensure you have that structural stability to safely and effectively use that movement pattern, right? If you start throwing kipping in there, you're throwing momentum, you're putting a lot more force on a weaker muscle group that hasn't even shown the strength to do it without more force. Right? So always strict before kip. Right? For me, I would say like to work on a kipping pull-up, you should have 5 good strict pull-ups, right? Or more. Even more is better. I would say to work on kipping muscle-ups, ring muscle-ups, you should have a strict ring muscle-up, right? To ensure you have the strength to get in and out of that. And the exposure to what a ring muscle-up feels like. That said, always be working on that strict strength. You should be looking like what's Max's. He did like 22 strict pull-ups. That's not bad. It's not great even. Like, really good like 30 strict pull-ups isn't a bad number. But But for me in CrossFit and stuff, safety, efficacy, once you got those 5 strict, it pretty much unlocks everything on the bar for what we do, which would be kipping pull-ups, kipping chest to bar, and kipping bar muscle ups. Right? Not on the rings. What I would say it doesn't unlock is butterfly pull-ups. For butterfly pull-ups, which is these ones, which happens is you're adding all that force onto that like kind of hyper flex shoulder, that already in a poor position shoulder. So what we like to have for the test on that is you should be able to do 5 good strict behind the neck pull-ups. Right? That's going to ensure you have that extra mobility required and that strength required to safely perform those. Those questions answered? All right, now